Anyway, the Ram RHO 2025 model year. What is it? It is the Ram 1500 RHO, which is a interesting vehicle because to understand it, you first have to understand the Ram TRX, which was, as of last year, the TRX has gone away, but it was a 700 plus horsepower off-road capable, long travel suspension, high-speed desert off-road racing machine. That's a long description, but that is what it did. And I know Dodge fans are tearing their hair out. They're upset. They're mad. They're angry because the TRX is no more, and so is the supercharged V8 in it. Much like the rest of Dodge's platforms, last year was the last year for the things like the V8 Challengers, Chargers, as well as the TRX, using the same, supercharged V8 as those as well. And here's the problem. I think the TRX, while being a cool truck, was definitely very much on the expensive side. Base, entry level, it's $98,000, not even before taxes and options. I mean, a TRX well-equipped is sky high above that $100,000 mark. And that puts it in a position where how many people bought them? Yeah, I've seen a few around town. I've seen more around town than I would expect to, but that doesn't mean it's a successful vehicle. Yes, it's cool, but where the RHO comes in, the RHO is essentially the exact same truck, same body, same suspension, same all of that. Key difference being the drivetrain. The engine is different. It is a 540 horsepower twin turbocharged. Are you ready for the groan? 3-liter straight six. And the universe groaned collectively. It's not a V8. Yeah, we know that. And all things being equal, right? I like straight sixes. In fact, I think straight sixes are great engines. For example, the best cars in history that people go nuts over. Think of it, the Mark IV Supra. Everyone loses their mind over that car. 2JZ. When was the last time someone complained, it's got a 2JZ. Wish it had a V8 in it. No one has. No one in the history of the universe has said that. And also, like, for example, BMW loves their straight sixes. Hey, Jeep, the AMC straight six, the indestructible engine that will outlive you, me, and the universe. All of that. Straight sixes are good engines. You've got, for years we've had straight sixes. But because it's an American truck, people have this aversion to six cylinders. And yeah, again, all things being equal, I would rather have the V8. I will say that, all things being equal. Problem is, all things are not equal because the Ram RHO comes in at $71,990. That's still really expensive. Let's not pretend a $72,000 truck is cheap, but it is almost $30,000 less than a base V8 TRX. And for that, you get the same suspension. You get all the same stuff that makes the truck cool, because arguably it's not just the supercharged V8 that made that truck cool. It's not. Yes, that's part of it, but that's not the whole of it. So you get this. Again, 540 horsepower. That's a ton in a truck of this size. That's still a lot. And not only that, it's going to be lighter. The engine itself weighs 150 pounds less than the V8 version. And Ram says because of the way they were able to position the engine, it actually means the weight over the front axle is even less, is 180 pounds less. Now, that's not a lot in a big truck. I get that. But it's still less. And for a truck that's designed to romp around the desert and jump off of stuff, 180 pounds off of the front axle will probably make somewhat of a noticeable difference. Now, the majority of buyers who buy this truck are not going to take it romping around through the desert at 100 miles an hour. They're going to drive to the mall in it. That's what they're going to do. Let's be real. If you buy one of these, I think you should romp it around in the desert, obviously where it's a good place to do that. Don't do that in places you're not supposed to, but still, I think that's a great idea. And, when you look at that, what's good about this is this brings the TRX, which arguably I like the way it looks. I love the wide fenders. I love the aggressive front end of this truck. I like it above the Ford Raptor, personally. But this puts it, instead of competing with cars, people buying cars in the $100,000, $120,000 range with options, this puts it squarely with competitors like the Chevy Silverado ZR2, the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, the Ford F-150 Raptor, the EcoBoost version, not the V8 one. By the way, the V8 TRX, I mean, it caused Ford took the V8 out of the Raptor, gave you the EcoBoost V6, and then Ford said, uh-oh, Ram made a V8 one. We got to make a V8 one now, too. That does mean, though, if you are in that $100,000 plus range, that the only V8 one that you really can get with the supercharger is probably going to be that Raptor now. But generally speaking, this brings the RHO, or, well, the successor to the TRX with all the cool suspension and all the other fun stuff, into a price range where people are like cross-shopping this with Wrangler Rubicons. Rubicon Wranglers, like the Unlimited, the four-door ones. Those push well past $70,000. And I love my Jeeps. I do. I love $800 stroker Jeep. But if I'm spending $75,000, I want something with a little more space. I want a pickup truck bed. I want room. I want towing capacity. I want all of these things. And this can do it. So, I mean, and it's in that same price range. This is going to be competitive. It is absolutely going to be successful, I think. I think we're going to see tons of these things driving around compared to the relatively few that we've seen of the TRX. So yeah, it's sad that the V8's gone. I don't think Dodge is done with V8s altogether, though. If you listen to this show, you know I have a theory on that. I think they're going to bring it back. I think they will, one way or another.